Welcome to Kinky Knots Cafe's Proactive is the Way. Proactive is the Way is a podcast brought to you by two sisters who dove into the health and wellness industry. One planned and the other by fate. We have joined forces to bring to you authentic conversations about our personal experiences as it relates to managing our health, working within the industry, and taking our combined knowledge to share with you some pearls of wisdom that you can take with you to live the best version of you. Over the next year, we will host 2 episodes a month. Each month, we will focus on a topic that is designed to increase an awareness of tools and resources to enhance an aspect of your mind, body, and spirit. This month, we will be focusing on the 6 thinking hats. Today, I will do a review of the 6 thinking hats by Edward De Bono. Edward is long recognized as the foremost international authority on conceptual thinking and on the teaching of thinking as a skill. We will learn how De Bono unscrambles the thinking process with his 6 thinking hats. Edward highlights that our success in business and in life depends on how we think. However, thinking effectively can be complex as the main difficulty of thinking is confusion. We try to do too much at once. Emotions, information, logic, hope, and creativity all crowd in on us as we find ourselves overextended and overwhelmed. The 6 thinking hats is a concept that allows a thinker to do one thing at a time by allowing the brain to maximize its sensitivity in different directions at different times. It is parallel thinking that permits each person involved an opportunity to look at a situation from the same point of view. So let me begin with the reason why I chose this particular book. It is because this year we are focusing on designing our lives. And each month, we are focusing on a component of the life designing process by diving deeper to better understand ourselves and our interactions with others so that we will be able to design the best version of ourselves. One component of designing our lives involves engaging others and seeking feedback. To help in making those conversations meaningful, we want to equip you with tools and resources to have productive discussions and successfully leave each experience with a solid game plan to execute. All right, so let's get started by reviewing our learning checklist. Today, we will start off by going over some key points, things that I want you to be aware of before we dive into each hat. We'll talk a little bit about how to use each hat. So, as you're learning about each hat and their function, you can start to gather a game plan for how to effectively use them. We'll talk about the 6 thinking hats and their function, and then we'll wrap things up with the benefits and the overall result that occurs by using the six thinking hats. All right, so let's discuss some key points. With the six thinking hats, one key point is that they are directions, not descriptions. The hats are directions and not descriptions of what has happened. We are being intentional by setting out to think in a specific direction. The hats are not categories of people. While you may have the propensity to exude certain behaviors that fall into a particular mode of direction, the whole point of the system is that everyone can look in every direction. So, how do we use the hats? Each hat has a color that is related to its function. We use the term hats versus the use of its function because it is neutral and allows one to fully embrace the function of the hat, unashamed and freely without condemnation. The goal is to sit down at any discussion table and switch in and out of hats with ease. You can use the hats singularly, in which there's a precise way to ask for a particular mode of thinking and request for someone to focus directly on that hat. You can use it sequentially. The hats can be used one after the other, and while there is no one right sequence to follow, some sequences are more appropriate for explorations, problem solving, disputes, decision making, etc. Now, generally, when you use the hats, it's best to use them in group settings. However, the hats may be used by an individual as it helps to reduce confusion and ensures that all aspects are fully covered. All right, so let's dive into the six thinking hats and their function. The white hat is neutral and objective, and is concerned with objective facts and figures. It is about information and defining the information that is missed and needed. The black hat is one of the most important hats. It is cautious and careful. It points out the weaknesses, the difficulties, and problems within an idea and seeks to avoid dangers and difficulties. It is the hat of survival and focuses on what is likely to happen in the future. It looks at past experiences and asks the question, does it fit? And it takes a look at the overall risks. The blue hat is concerned with control, the organization of the thinking process, and the effective use of the other hats. Generally, this hat is used at the beginning and the end of a discussion. It focuses on asking the right questions and defining the problem. The green hat is the creative hat. It indicates creativity and new ideas. The green hat lays out options and alternatives. In using the green hat, we seek to modify and improve suggested ideas or develop new approaches to problems. The yellow hat is optimistic and covers hope and positive thinking. The yellow hat is about presenting proposals and making suggestions in an effort to make things happen. The red hat suggests emotions and focuses on acquiring one's emotional point of view. It's all about expressing your feelings, emotions, and intuition without any need to explain or justify them. The red hat legitimizes emotions and feelings as an important part of thinking and permits one an open floor to share how they feel about the matter. So now that we understand the six thinking hats, let's talk a little bit about the benefits or the results of its use. The six thinking hats provides individuals power, a voice within a meeting, as each individual gets to leverage their experience, intelligence, and knowledge. It is a time saver as subjects are able to be fully explored and meetings become more efficient. It removes the ego, confrontational and adversarial thinking, and provides neutral and objective exploration of a subject. And as we shared earlier, confusion is the biggest enemy of good thinking. We are not effective at being sensitized in different directions at the same time. With six thinking hats, it permits us to focus on one mode of direction at one time. And as a result of focusing on one mode of direction at one time, we will have the capability to be optimal in all modes of direction. All right, hopefully, our review today provided you an overview of the six thinking hats to prepare you for my discussions with Tiffany as we share our experiences with exploring and establishing effective thinking strategies. Join us in 2 weeks when we dive into our own examination of our thought processes and how they have positively or negatively affected decisions we made within our lives. We look forward to you joining us. And in preparation for our discussions, we have included in the description where you can pick up a copy of our featured book, The Six Thinking Hats by Edward De Bono. To access all replays or learn more about Kinky Knot Cafes, Proactive is the Way, please visit www.kinkyknotscafe.com. Proactive is the way, my friends. Take good care.